Hello everyone, my name is Sulagna Mukherjee and currently I am a cybersecurity intern in CyberSapiens, and today I am going to explain you the topic subdomain takeover tools. Okay, so before understanding the topic subdomain takeover and its tools, let us first understand what is subdomain. So there are lots of domains that we visit every day, and you will see that many of those domains has subdomains. As you can see in this URL, first thing is protocol, then the subdomain, then the domain name, and then the TLD, which is top level domain. So the second thing that you can see as subdomain is the subdomain of the domain, that is the example. So we can understand by this that this example.org is the main domain name, and when they had the need of any subdomain, they took this photos.example.org, which becomes the subdomain. Just like when we visit google.com, we will see that google.com is the main domain, and the photos.google.com is the subdomain of google.com. So that's what the subdomain mean. So what is subdomain takeover? Well, by far now you have already understood what is subdomain. So let us now understand what is subdomain takeover. So in short, subdomain takeover means you have to find that vulnerable subdomain that you can take over and make it your own. Well, subdomain takeover vulnerability is generally found on such scenes where a domain name uses a CNAME record to any other domain, such as this example.sub.com is the source domain and has a canonical domain name to this example.anotherdomain.com. So this mainly happens if the subdomain is linked with any other third-party app where the DNS record that referred to those source service provider remains as it is while the service has already been stopped. So anytime if this another dot this example dot another domain.com expires, it may become available for registration for by anyone. Like anyone can register it by their name. Well, although this another domain.com gets expired, but the CNAME record is not deleted from the example.com. So that's the main reason that the attacker can register to this another domain.com, and it will the attacker will have the full access over this example.sub.com, and till that DNS record will be present, the attacker can exploit it. So how we can detect this subdomain takeover vulnerability? So we can detect this by checking if the base domain of a canonical domain name is available for registration or not. And if we find that if it is available, then the source domain is literally vulnerable to the subdomain takeover, and if it is not available, then it is not vulnerable. So to find all this vulnerability, we need to use some tools. So these are some of the list of the subdomain takeover tools that we can practically use to find the subdomain takeover vulnerability. So these three tools are some of my favorite tools that I personally use to find any vulnerability. So let us look at these tools. So the first tool is Subzi. So this tool is written in Go language, and it is a very powerful tool that you can use for your journey to find the subdomain takeover vulnerabilities. So you can use a command that is Subzi target and get the text file that contains all the targeted URLs that you are looking for the subdomain takeover vulnerability, and this tool will very easily help you find the vulnerable URL. So the next tool for finding subdomain takeover vulnerability is Sub 404. So it is an automated tool based on Python, and it will help you to find the subdomain takeover vulnerability on the primary target of the URL that you will give, or you can use the text file that contains all the targeted URLs, You can use the command python 3 sub 404.py, and then the location of the file, and you can also specify whether you will use https or http. So it will help you out in finding if any of the URL is vulnerable or not, and you can directly visit that URL and get the bug. And the last most powerful tool that I came across was Subject. So this is a very powerful tool that scans a massive number of subdomain with a excellent speed and efficiency, and will give you an excellent result after the scan that will help you out in finding the vulnerable URLs that will be vulnerable to subdomain takeover. In the command, you just have to put subject, then the location of the text file that will have all the target subdomains, and after that you can get the results. So that's all, and we can end our presentation here. And thank you. Hope you have liked my presentation.